What's up, guys? Tylenol here. Just making this video to help you guys learn the consistent variant of C skip, which involves doing a spin dash over the dash pad before the ramp. I'm also going to go over the rail section that happens right after with the bad camera. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the trick first, and I'll explain everything step by step afterwards. Alright, cool. So, I'm gonna go ahead and load the save state and bring me back to before the skip. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you're on the right side of these dash pads as you're going down. So what I like to do is I'll do a homing attack here, and then as you're going down here, you want to start charging a spin dash. Now, sometimes if you just try to like charge a spin dash a little and you don't continue to hold the action button, you'll kind of fly off like that. You want to make sure you're holding it the whole way down as you're going down here, and you don't want to release it until after that last dash pad there, so you can get a lot of speed. So kind of like this. And what we're going to be using is a visual cue for when we're going to unroll. So after I do this, there's this white car right here. So as you see this, there's this white car, and then there's taxi, and then there's, I think, another white car, and I can't really tell because of the blue all over the screen. But then there's also, right behind this achievements, there's like this red car. So this white car, this is your visual cue right here. There's a white car that's right in front of the taxi. This one right here. So yeah, you want to unroll your spin dash after this white car completely leaves the screen. So like, this is a little late, but basically like about this part. So it's gonna happen real fast. It's like real quick. It's gonna involve a lot of attention to the left side, and that's gonna be your visual cue. So I unrolled right as it left, and then immediately after that, we're gonna push X or B, whichever one works for you. If you're using a PlayStation 4 or a Xbox controller, I highly suggest using the X button for this, or the square button on the PS4 controller, because you're gonna be doing this quick little like XXA thing as you're rolling over the this part right here to actually perform the trick. So yeah, you want to make sure that you unroll right after that one white car that's behind the taxi passes the screen, and then after that immediately push the action button, start charging another spin dash, and then you want to, then after that you're gonna be charging the spin dash, and you're gonna actually go over these pads right here, and you're gonna get onto this ramp. So right here you start charging a spin dash, and you want to release the spin dash, push the action button, which would be X or B, and then that'll allow you to unroll your spin dash, and then after that immediately push A to do a trick off of the ramp. So this spin dash actually retains some of your speed from the prior dash pads that were up higher on the hill, so you don't actually have to like kind of go around and then do a trick. This way you can just go over the dash pads with the spin dash, retain some of your speed, and then continue to go on this dash pad and then hit the trick. So yeah, you want to do a quick little XXA, and then you can't do a trick off of this if you are if you're in spin dash form or if you're in ball form. So that's why you got to do the quick little extra X input there, so that you can then unroll and you have Sonic standing. So it's like this thing. And if you mess this trick up, you can always come back up here and do the spin dash, and you want to make sure you're on the right hand side, because this is similar to like where you position the trick at the very beginning, and then use the same visual cue, etc. Kind of like this. This might not work. Yeah, okay. So yeah, sometimes the trick's not gonna work. It's silly. It just requires you to be incredibly precise, and you're gonna get a feel for it the more you do the trick. I'll admit, although this variant of the trick is a lot more consistent than the method we used to use, it's still very difficult. It's gonna take you a few tries. You're gonna need to, you know, really get a feel for it. And everyone kind of does it a little differently. So, you know, once you mess around with it a few times and get a feel for what works more often for you, I'm sure you're starting to understand it. But yeah, so homing attack here, hard spin dash, release, white card passes. Don't mess up your execution, otherwise that'll happen. Yeah, sometimes the trick's not gonna work. There we go. Cool. So now we're flying off. The trick is successful. We have officially skipped the city, and we're going to be holding upright here. Now, the reason for holding upright here is we're going to be landing at the rail section at the very end of the stage, right? So we want to make sure that we end up on the right-hand side of the rail so we can precisely aim our homing attack to get on the rail, and so that we don't accidentally land on top of the rail, and then sometimes we'll kind of fly at a random angle. So make sure while you're doing this, you're holding upright. Oh, also, excuse me, I completely forgot to mention this. While you're going down the ramp, you want to make sure you're holding straight. And what this will do is while you're going down the hill and while you're doing your trick off of the ramp, you want to hold straight forward. And the reason for this actually is that you actually will get a little bit more speed, and it'll increase the chances of the trick actually working. So yeah, make sure you're doing that. Hold straight forward. But during this part, you want to hold upright, and then we're gonna land hopefully on the right hand side of the rail. Cool. So this is like the ideal spot because it's real quick and you don't kind of bounce around. Sometimes when you land here, you're gonna bounce around here or whatever, but you can fix it by, you know, getting a little closer to the rail. So when you're here, what I like to do is I like to do a little short hop here. Some people do it differently, but I like to do a little short hop here. Don't do a full hop, or don't like do a full press or anything like that, because it can make it a little hard to get on the rail. But if you end up over here, no problem to like walk over here towards the rail, you know? It's a little slow, but it'll help you get it more consistently. So doing a short hop, make sure Sonic is facing towards the rail a little bit, and do a short hop, and then a homing attack. Cool. So now, as you guys saw, we're on the rail, we're going super fast and everything. So this part can be kind of scary, but don't worry. As you're getting on this rail, the camera's going to turn as it just did, and as you can see, this is a poster that is behind Sonic's head, and we're going to see 3 of these posters. So that's one, as on the top, the Chaos Cola, or whatever it says, and then there's the second one, and then there's this third one, another Chaos Cola. So after this third poster, we're going to want to jump. Now, during this whole part, you do not want to be holding the analog stick anywhere, because when you jump off of this, you want to actually neutral stick so you can land right on the rail, because the rails are lined up perfectly with each other. You don't need to like hold any direction while you're jumping off from one rail to the other. So right here, you're going to jump because we saw the third poster, and then we're going to do a homing attack, and we're going to land on this rail. Now this part is where it gets a little tricky. This part, the timing for it is going to vary depending on exactly how fast you are based on how you got on the rail. But essentially, while you're on this rail, you want to go left, left, right, right, left, left. And this is going to help you stay on the rail properly so that you can have a good amount of speed all the way down. And your controls are kind of backwards here because you got this bad camera, but this will help you so you can actually get through the whole thing with enough speed. So here we're going to do left, left, right, right, left, left, and then we're going to see 3 more posters, right? So we're going to see this Chaos Cola one, and then there's this blue one, and then there's another Chaos Cola one, and then we're going to jump again. And we're neutral sticking. Sometimes you're going to fall off like this. If you fall off, it's okay. You can just do a short hop and a homing attack next to the rail, and make sure Sonic is facing the rail, of course, and you can get back on. But yeah, so essentially you're going to wait for those 3 posters, and then after the third poster, jump again. Same thing as the first one. And then this part, we're going to have a little bit of a different input. We're going to do right, right, left, left. So the first one was left, left, right, right, left, left. And then this one is right, right, left, left. So right, right, left, left. And also, what I like to do here is I like to hold R throughout this entire rail. I haven't done it this time. I did it in my first run through, but not this time. So what you want to do is if you hold R and while you're doing this last rail, specifically this last rail, it'll help you turn your camera so you don't have to, you'll get regular controls back. So after you do the right, right, left, left, you're holding R and you're holding B to grind, of course. And you're going to get this camera change, and then you're going to jump, and you can actually land right here. And you can just hold up left like normal because your controls will go back to normal. So yeah. That is how you do city escape by the consistent method. Yeah, so hopefully this video helps you guys out, and you know, it's a pretty hard trick. It's gonna take a lot of getting used to, a lot of practice. It's not just gonna happen immediately, unless you're really good, of course. But yeah, so hopefully this help you guys out.